This enthusiasm gap is starting to look like a bit of a canyon, and that's something President Obama is going to try to take care of as he heads out today to Philadelphia. But voters clearly are not happy. After months of debate that polarized the nation, the health care bill passed with just 3 votes to spare. 7 months after receiving a very promising tip, U.S. Special Forces ended one of the most extraordinary manhunts in history. Osama bin Laden, mastermind of 9/11 and other deadly attacks on America, the world's most wanted terrorist, dead.
Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda.
As President Obama made the announcement inside the White House, USA! USA! An impromptu crowd gathered outside, celebrating the news many have waited to hear for nearly a decade. The president said U.S. intelligence received important information on bin Laden's whereabouts last August.
Last week, I determined that we had enough intelligence to take action and authorized an operation to get Osama bin Laden and bring him to justice. Nights like this one, we can say to those families who have lost loved ones to al-Qaeda's terror, justice has been done.
There's a gigantic sign from the hamburger joint about 1.5 blocks away that landed on top of one of their cars here. They say they are happy to be alive. They say it's God's work. As for whether they're going to stay here, they say that's a tough decision. They will rebuild, but they don't know whether it's here. This is, after all, the worst mining disaster here in the United States in the past 40 years, but it's also 29 individual tragedies. Well, this case has been in procedural limbo for days, and today reporters had gathered at the homicide headquarters, expected to be told exactly what was going on, and while the reporters were sitting in a room waiting to be briefed, Jorn van der Sloot was apparently rushed out of this building in a police motorcade.
Is panic on the menu there?
It's like the running of the bulls, Chris. You know, tomorrow we'll have turkey and stuffing and pie wafting through the air, but today, certainly, it is the smell of desperation. If cold weather misery loves company, take comfort in knowing you're not alone.
Very, very cold. I'm not used to this.
After weeks of avoiding the worst winter has to offer, an Arctic blast of cold is finally making it feel like January across much of the country.
We've been dealing with cold Arctic air for the last 2 weeks straight. This is some of the coldest air we've seen in years.
And you know it's cold when ice climbers start complaining.
Obviously a little bit chilly, you know, below 0 temperatures.
On the National Mall in Washington, it was below freezing. How cold? Just ask Bobby. And a lot of sugar today, Bobby? For some, the combination of a snow day and a holiday weren't any big deal.
The snow's dry and light, and we don't have to be anywhere, and it's like playing.
Those of us who had to work would be lucky to have a neighbor like Ben Martin. He's got a snow blower and a 4-wheel drive vehicle. He could probably use a jacket, but hey, he's got a snow blower. For some, the prospect of ending up like this takes out a lot of the fun.
I hate driving in it, and everybody else kind of scares me on the road.
The cold weather posed an even deadlier threat to residents of Lawrence, Massachusetts. In Fulton, New York, the City Department of Public Works needs a little work itself after a heavy snow caused a roof collapse. For most of the country, this weather was a cold reminder that winter is really here, and another reason to look forward to spring.